Hero equipment is so important in Clash of Clans. The only problem is that a new piece of equipment is released every second month. This makes it difficult to decide what you should prioritize your limited ore on. Today, I'm going to go over my updated equipment guide, which should hopefully help you decide what to upgrade next. Let's start off with the Barbarian King. His worst equipment is the Barbarian Puppet. This was buffed, but it's still very much a beginner's equipment. There are many stronger options that do everything this equipment does, but better. This is not worth upgrading at all. In 6th, the Vamp Stash. Again, it's completely outshined by other equipment. It's not bad at the lower town halls, giving a decent survivability boost, but as you progress through the game, it's not worth the ore. In 5th, the Snake Bracelet. I was almost going to put this one below the Vamp Stash. Its biggest problem is as you move through the town halls, there's so much splash damage that the snakes don't get enough value. 4th place goes to the Rage Vial. I actually quite like this equipment. It's got the perfect synergy with basically anything. What's not to love about speed, damage, and a hit point increase? 3rd place, the Giant Gauntlet. Now this used to be the best equipment in the game and it's still very good. Being able to do area damage, especially behind walls, is quite useful. It is excellent against compact base layouts, but it's not ranked higher because it works on some bases better than others. 2nd place, the Earthquake Boots. This doesn't give any huge stat boosts, but its one job, which is to open up lots of wall compartments, it does better than anything else in the game. The best Barbarian King equipment is the Spiky Ball. The thing I like most about the Spiky Ball is its versatility. It works great in literally any situation, and it is absolutely the first epic equipment you want to get in the game. It is, I would say, close to being the best overall epic equipment we have so far. Now on to the Archer Queen. In 7th, the Archer Puppet. Similar to the Barbarian Puppet, it's just not worth upgrading. I think what would make this equipment much better was if the Archer Queen also went invisible alongside the archers. In 6th place, I'm going to put the Invisibility Vial. I actually like this equipment. The only problem is the Magic Mirror is a straight swap that does everything this equipment does and more. It does the same invisibility effect whilst bringing a ton of extra stats. 5th place, this might be a little bit of a controversial one, the Healer Puppet. Prior to the action figure equipment, I would have this one as one of the best. However, like the Invis Vial, the action figure is effectively a straight swap for the Healer Puppet. It's certainly not a bad piece of equipment, and it absolutely still has situations where it works well, like with the Giant Arrow, but in most situations, it's overshadowed by the action figure. 4th place goes to the Frozen Arrow. Now this again is a great piece of equipment, but it's more situational. If you use Queen Charge attacks, it could be the number one, but because outside of Queen Charging, its value is limited and outshined by other equipment. In 3rd, the Giant Arrow. Another great piece of equipment. The ability to go after air defenses, trigger spell towers, or take out sweepers with one shot works fantastically, especially with air attacks. In 2nd spot, I have the action figure. Now I love this equipment. It is the best equipment for the Queen to help with survivability and divert damage off of her. The giant that spawns can't be sprung by traps and it's super tanky, so it just soaks up so much damage off the Queen. The reason this is an upgraded healer puppet is because we also get a slightly higher passive healing per second, but you get a nice little damage boost as well. The best Archer Queen equipment is by far the Magic Mirror. This is the best DPS increasing equipment in the game. Once you get it to level 18 and unlock the double cloned queens, this equipment can go into any strategy. I really like it paired with the action figure, a nice balance of survivability from the action figure and a huge damage boost from the Magic Mirror. It's the perfect combination. The Grand Warden's equipment is some of the best in the game, but there is two equipment items here that should be avoided completely: the Lava Loon Puppet and the Heroic Torch. Neither of these are actually bad equipment, the only issue is the rest of the Warden's equipment is so good that subbing these in would be a downgrade. The The remaining 5 equipment choices are pretty difficult to rank. All of them are excellent and have their own uses, but in 5th, I'm settling on the Life Gem. I've been using this a lot with my Super Hog strategies, and it actually works excellent with balloons because of the hit point increase. But outside of Lalo or Hog strategies, its value is somewhat limited, which is why I've put it in 5th. 4th spot is going to the Healing Tome. Again, a super strong equipment that goes well with just about any attack, but it's difficult to rate it higher because the remaining 3 are just so strong. 3rd goes to the Rage Gem. There is nothing not to love about the Rage Gem. It's like a constant rage spell on your troops that also increases their attack speed. Its versatility in air, ground, or even Warden walk strategies makes it a pretty important equipment to upgrade. 2nd place is the Fireball, arguably one of the best equipment items in the game. When used correctly, it can be devastating. A popular choice amongst even the pros shows how good this equipment really is. Its only downfall is it's not as versatile as some of the other equipment, being limited to only a handful of strategies. But when you get it right, it almost always leads to a 3-star. The best Grand Warden equipment and the best equipment in the game is the Eternal Tome. Complete invincibility for up to 8 seconds. Now that doesn't sound like much, but it is absolutely amazing. For most attacks in the game, it should be your #1 upgrade priority out of all equipment. The Royal Champion has a bit of a mixed bag. There's been a number of buffs and nerfs on the Royal Champion's equipment in recent months, but the worst of the group is still the Life Gem. It gives a nice heal on activation, but the hit point increase and DPS increase are average at best. 5th spot is the Seeking Shield, a good beginner equipment, but it just doesn't do enough. Only targeting 4 targets, and basically no extra hit points. I would skip upgrading this one if you have some of the equipment I'm about to mention next. 4th place is the Haste Vial. This used to be very popular, especially with the Hog Puppet. The attack speed increase is completely unmatched. I just wish it supplied a little extra passive DPS, which would elevate this equipment to the next level. 3rd goes to the Hog Puppet, the Royal Champion's best support equipment. The slight invisibility effect allows time for damage to be switched to the Hogs, rather than the Royal Champion, with a nice health recovery and hit point increase along the way. The only downside is it does need to be higher level to be viable. The level of the Hogs is directly tied to the level of the Hog Puppet, so to make sure those Hogs can soak up even a little damage, it does need to be upgraded. 2nd place is the Rocket Spear. Being able to do so much damage and so many strikes at range is so useful in a number of situations. Pair this with the Spirit Fox and Electro Boots, and you can set the perfect funnel every time. That leads us to the best Royal Champion equipment, the Electro Boots. They've tried to nerf this thing and well, it's still amazing. Whether it's Royal Champion charging or using it as part of your main troop push, this thing is incredible. You should absolutely prioritize getting and upgrading this equipment today. The Minion Prince equipment is let down by its synergy. There is no perfect combination because none of these really work together. The worst of them all is the Noble Iron. Without the Angry Jelly, this is hot garbage. Save your ore and don't upgrade it. 4th is the Metal Pants. The best survivability equipment for the Minion Prince, but it lacks extra DPS and movement with no passive benefits other than HP. 3rd is the Dark Crown. I know a lot of people like this equipment, but I don't. Having to rely on most of your troops to go down before it reaches its maximum strength, in my opinion, makes it just okay. The damage increase is nice, and so is the attack speed, but it doesn't have great synergy with the other equipment choices. Number 2 is the Henchman Puppet, an often overlooked and I'd say underrated option. But it gives a nice health recovery and DPS boost, while the slight invisibility effect gives enough time to take damage off the Prince. The best Minion Prince equipment is the Dark Orb. Damage, hit points, and a massive slowdown effect which allows your troops just a little extra time to work through the defenses. A great option to use your ore on. To recap, these are the equipment items I would focus on upgrading first. Moving on to the more niche options after you decide on a strategy you want to consistently use. This should also give you a solid understanding on if you should skip any epic equipment you are currently missing.